So the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion looks were revealed right before this live. So I got an opportunity to watch the video. They didn't even have the photos. Normally they would have the photos of the ladies. It was just a video. Because as you know, and you may have heard, that the reunion was so volatile that they didn't have a group photo at the end. And if you look at this video of the women talking about their reunion looks, you don't see Diana Jenkins, because Diana Jenkins was, she wasn't at the reunion physically, but she did Skype in for a short segment, but she was so sick with COVID, she wasn't really there during the reunion. Don't expect her to come back for next season. And you don't see Lisa Rinna in this video at all either, which was interesting as well. So let's talk about these reunion looks. So the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. As you know, the season finale airs tomorrow. All right? It airs tomorrow, and they're still talking about the Kathy Hilton of it all. Kathy Hilton is at the reunion, but noticeably, Sheree Sampino is not at this reunion. At least not based off the photos that were released. I found that to be interesting because she was there during the season. I mean, a lot of people will say she didn't offer much, but I was surprised. But Kathy is there, of course. Maybe we'll start with Kathy's reunion look. Let's do that. So this is Kathy's reunion look. And look, we normally love to celebrate all of the, people behind the scenes. But like I said, we don't have those details this year for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I know what you're thinking. What's the theme? Well, again, very much unlike the other cities, there really is no theme. Okay? At least not based off their looks. Kathy Hilton. First of all, hair, makeup look great. Her hair and makeup look great. She looks like a Stepford wife. I'm going to say that. Kathy definitely looks like a Stepford wife. But the jewels are jeweling. To me, she looks better than her sister, to be honest with you. How would I rate this look? And then you guys can let me know in the live chat and in the replay crew chat. I would rate this look because to me, as a grown woman, a woman of money and prestige, I would give this, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Uh-oh, I'm starting off high. I would give this a 9 out of 10. Yes. Jayne says it's giving Mother of the Bride. I agree. It is giving that. But I can respect it. I can respect it because I'm like, okay, she's not trying to be young, unlike her sister. Let's talk about Kyle's look. I hated Kyle's hair last season during the reunion. However, I don't mind this. Let me take this off so you guys can see the shoes and everything. I don't mind this look. I don't love this look, but hair looks better than last year. But I don't love this look. It looks like she's trying to be more youthful with her look. Like, I feel like this is the outfit that Crystal Kung Minkoff should have wore. We'll get to Crystal in a second. But I would rate this, to me, it's solid, and she tried, she tried to not be safe, which I can appreciate. All right. So I would probably give this look, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say an 8. I'm going to give that an 8. I'm going to give Kyle an 8, which I think is good. It's not bad. All right. So I'm going to give Kyle an 8. I gave Kathy a 9. All right. All right. Since we're talking about the Richards sisters, someone who wishes she was a Richards sister. Look, I'm not going to take away from Dorit that she's brought a lot of really great fashion moments to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is not one of them. This is not one of them. What in the tablecloth is going on? TikTok, thank you, Jackie, for the rose. What is going on with this look? It looks like something that she could have made herself. I don't like this look at all. because to me it doesn't show off her figure. It doesn't. There's no shape to it. It looks just like a tablecloth that you threw on. Hair and makeup look okay. It's probably the worst I've ever seen Dorit look. I probably give Dorit. Oh my gosh. I probably was a lot more generous in my TikTok coverage of this. I'm gonna give this a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5. No, Dorit, you're supposed to be the fashionista of the group. Speaking of the fashionista of the group, let's talk about Sutton. Sutton, though, always seems to get it wrong. We may love Sutton on the show this season, and she's really dealt with all the blows this season, but I have to give it to... I can't give it to Sutton. Sutton said in the video behind the scenes of this that she decided to go with something that had armor on it, okay? And look, the fashionistas might be like, this is fantastic. Okay? But I don't like it. I personally don't like it. I don't like it at all. But do I like it more than Dorit's? That is a good question. I got to see them together. I think I like Dorit's more. Oh, Sutton. I'm going to give her a 5, though. I'm going to give her a 5 because she really carried the season. She really carried the season. I'm going to give her a 5. I don't know what she has on, but I'm going to give her a 5. Oh, Sutton. I don't even know how I even feel about the hair. Because she said she was going to do a ponytail, something different. She hasn't done a ponytail. I mean, hair and makeup look okay. But overall, I don't love the look. I don't love this look. But I really wasn't expecting a lot from Sutton, to be honest with you. Because she's had some fashion moments that have been very questionable. Oh, speaking of questionable. Erika Jayne. So we already got to see Erika Jayne and Lisa Rinna's looks before the reunion, which goes against what they're supposed to do. So Erika Jayne, to me, hair and makeup look great. The dress, when I think of the reunion, I think of gowns, but not all the ladies, not all the cities do gowns. But I think this looks good. I think she does look good here. We can put aside how you feel about her and her season and if her husband and her are in cahoots for stealing from victims and her lack of compassion. But to me, this was not bad. This is not a bad look on her, especially when you compare it to some of the looks that she's given during the season. So I would probably rate this. I'm going to give this a 9. I'm going to give this a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. I'm being very generous. Shantae says, love it. Allie says, it's the Ice Queen. Maybe. I know. Ryan says, did someone put Vaseline on the camera lens? Probably. The filters. The photos that we're using for Lisa Rinna and Erika Jayne are the photos that they posted on their social media. So then there's that. So Erika Jayne, I would probably give a 9. I'm going to give Erika Jayne a 9. Just based off the look. Lisa Rinna. So Lisa Rinna was also noticeably not a part of the video montage that they did. All right. So Lisa Rinna, I have to say, hair and makeup, but we also keep in mind, it's not just hair and makeup in this photo. It's also a filter. It's all kinds of filtering. All right. But I have to say, she looks good. No matter how you feel about her, she looks good, even with the filter. How would I rate this, though? I'd probably give her a 9, too. Her and Erika, to me, maybe because they both are using filters and editing and Facetune of it all. Jayne says the Facetune. So Crystal's a beautiful girl. But here's the thing with Crystal. This is a very safe look. And it kind of reminds me of last year's reunion look that was very safe. Crystal could have did better here, though. She could have definitely did better here. Hair and makeup look just okay. And I like the color on her. And she says, I'm going for a millennial look. How is this millennial? This is giving me older than millennial. This is giving me safe. I don't get it. Mika says she looks the best. She looks the best though. She might look the best because it was safe. But I feel like with Crystal, okay, we'll get to Garcelle in a second. I feel like she could have did more. And I'm not saying that she needs to show skin, but she could do a little bit more. This to me was just too safe. It was too safe. And because she didn't take a risk, it takes away from my rating. But I still feel like she did look better than a lot of them. I agree with that. I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to give Crystal's look a 7.5 because it feels too safe. I feel like she could have went there. And like I said, I don't need her to be revealing. But when you say, oh, I'm going with the millennial look, this is not millennial. Saintly says, this is giving auntie at the PTA. Crystal, you could have did more. Damn it. Like, I'm always trying to root for Crystal. All right. Garcelle. Hair and makeup look great. That's one thing I'll give her, because hair and makeup last season's reunion did not look great for Garcelle. All right? But this outfit, I don't like this at all. I don't know what it's giving. What is this giving? She's a beautiful woman. I'm just like, and look, you might love Garcelle, and I love Garcelle on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's been a great addition. But the fashion is always kind of lackluster with her. It's hit or miss. We might have a handful of times where I'm like, wow, I like that look on Garcelle. This look, though, this look is not giving what it needs to give. I don't like this look at all. And it's probably because they don't have any sort of direction when it comes to the theme. And I wonder if I would feel differently if she didn't have these thigh-high boots. No, I still don't love the dress. But her hair and makeup look great. Her hair and makeup look great. At least we have that this season, because last season, during her reunion look, her hair and makeup looked a mess. The dress looked a mess. Hair and makeup look great this year. If I had to rate Garcelle's look, though, to me, it's still better than Dorit's. It's still better than Sutton's. So I would probably... Oh, my goodness. I'm probably going to give her a 7. I'm going to give Garcelle a 7 for this reunion look. I'm going to give you a 7, Garcelle, because it was safe. I think you tried to take a risk. I might even lean towards a 7.5. What would you guys say? How would you rate these reunion looks? Replay crew, how would you rate these reunion looks?